about how much money you need to buy a house today. And specifically, has that changed with the new rules in real estate and how the commissions work? So how much money do you need to buy a house, whether you're a first-time home buyer or you've sold your home and you're buying a new home? So we're not talking about the big amount of money like the mortgage or if you're paying cash that you bring to the table when you close, but what you need to be planning for when you're starting to write offers. So there's a couple pots of money. You need a down payment. The amount of that down payment can be from 0% if you have a VA loan and you're a veteran, all the way up to whatever percentage you want to put down, 50% of the price of the home. But most people have to come to the table with some kind of a down payment. Most closing costs have to be paid. They're not rolled into your mortgage for the most part. That's cash you have to have in your pocket. Depending on where you are, those costs can vary. Here in Northern Virginia, I tell my buyers, if you plan for 3%, you're going to be good. It's probably going to be less than that as a buyer, but of the sales cost. So you need your down payment. You need closing costs up to 3%. If you're having inspections, if you're going to have a home inspection, you need that money up front. That's an out-of-pocket cost. That inspector is going to get paid before he gives you his report. So that's money. It's not rolled into the mortgage again. It's money you need up front. And the last one that is kind of new is you might need some funds to pay your buyer's agent. Now we can talk a lot about why you want a buyer's agent, and I'll do another video on that. And short answer, you do. So hugest financial transaction of your life, you want someone there who knows what they're doing, who's been in the trenches and is protecting your interests and is looking out for you. But with the new changes, it's not transparent anymore. So we used to know as a buyer's agent, I used to know before I showed a house whether the seller was going to be paying my fee or not and whether they're going to pay my full fee or part of my fee. We don't know that anymore. So I always ask for the seller to pay my fee on behalf of my buyers. But if they fall in love with the house and the seller not willing to pay the fee or just pay part of my fee, you, the buyer, will be paying the balance of the fee. You'll pay it at the closing table, so it's not necessarily money you need out of pocket right there when you write the offer, but it will be part of, your bigger closing costs. It will be a line item on your sheet, what's called the Alta, or, it's the whole breakdown when you go to buy all of your costs and what you're paying for. It'll be there. So you may need to plan to pay some of that. Here in our market in Northern Virginia, for the most part, sellers are still paying. They recognize the value of having a really well-qualified buyer with a professional representing them. I'm not really having any problem having sellers pay my fee on behalf of my buyers, as it has always been. But that doesn't mean it's not going to happen where they're not going to pay it or they're only going to pay a portion. So the way that would work is, say my fee is to represent a buyer and do these things that I've laid out, is where I'm not going to use percentages because I don't want to get in trouble. We're going to say it's 6 chickens, or the seller is willing to pay 5 chickens. Then you as the buyer would have to bring 1 chicken to the table. So I know that's a little convoluted. So if you're getting ready to buy a house, whether it's a month from now or a year from now, and you have questions about what kind of money do I need to buy a house, call me. I'm happy to talk through this. It's important for your planning purposes and for you to understand so that when you are ready to go out and start writing offers, you are fully prepared and you can win the house that you want and you have a good strategy going forward. So take care, and we'll see you in the next video.